What's going on, my fellow A-Plusers? It is I, your Morphinominal host, Adam Perez, back once again with a brand new video today, as we're going to be getting into some Ryusoulger for you guys. It's been a minute since we've actually visited this chapter of Super Sentai. For those of you who have certainly watched our reviews on our previous channel, A-Plus Opinions, when we did our reviews for Ryusoulger, you know I certainly wasn't that impressed with that season. Some great memorable moments, certainly don't take me wrong, but as far as a whole season, wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of it. But one of the characters that certainly stuck out to me definitely was the character of Gaisorg along with Nada. It was one of those things where he was such a great character. Anytime he came on screen, he always just kind of captivated you, whether that was him in his armor or just the relationship that Nada certainly had with some of the Ryusoulgers. And so unfortunately, if you have been watching Ryusoulger, spoiler alert, Nada does not make it out of this particular season when it comes to Ryusoulger, and it left a lot of people really feeling like wasted potential, if you will. Like there was a real big possibility of so many things that they could have done with this character, and unfortunately they just didn't. But it left for quite a memorable moment for this season, to say the least. So when they announced the idea that they were going to be doing this special chapter, if you will, this Ryusoulger film called Memory of Soulmates, that was going to focus on an adventure with Nada, I really got excited. Again, while I wasn't the biggest fan of the season, Nada was certainly one of the bright spots for me while I was certainly watching it. So the idea, I believe this movie actually came out sometime in February earlier on this year. In June, it just recently became available on Blu-ray and DVD. So now we are in fact getting ourselves an English subbed version of it. And so I wanted to go ahead and give this a shot, check it out for myself, give you guys a little bit of review. It's not very long at all, maybe 15-20 minutes if I'm not mistaken. So it feels very much like a special chapter, sort of like a side mission that we didn't get the opportunity to see in an actual series itself. It kind of makes me wish that we did get more episodes with Nada and our Ryusoulger team, because you really felt that they had something really special. Just their chemistry, the relationship with Nada and Co. was a really big fan of it, to certainly say the least. So for those of you who are wondering, continuity-wise, they are saying that this fits perfectly between episodes 32 and 33. And by the end of this episode, I can easily see how we get from this adventure into episode 33 as well, which I believe might be Nada's last episode in here before he winds up really giving his powers over to Ko in his sacrifice, if you will. So really great lead-in, I thought so. But this really is just another episode of Ryusoulger. Like for me, getting the opportunity to see Weisel and Crayon up to their old antics. I mean, the guy's just squirting his juices into people's mouths. You know, these reluctant women are just like being strangled by poor Crayon over here, and he's just putting his juice in there to go ahead and start up a brand new Minosaur this week. And great Minosaur. I thought the Minosaur in here, especially the fact that it was a human, if you will, they clearly gave somebody, Crayon wind up influencing a human, but the Minosaur that was created was literally a duplicate of this female that wind up getting ensnared by Weisel and Crayon. But now she's sort of has this ability of a Minosaur, being able to kind of take the Ryusoulgers out if you want to. And her mission, or the theme for this Minosaur, was the idea of things not being able to change. You can't change. And because of the fact that she keeps saying can't change, this actually, her powers allow her to not allow the Ryusoulgers to have to really pretty much henshin and morph into their Super Sentai team. So we do have quite a bit of civilian fighting in here, which I thought was great. The woman, Mako, I believe is her name in this episode, I don't know the actress that played her, did a remarkable job in regards to civilian fighting, also putting a couple of our Ryusoulgers on their ass. But it actually made for a pretty fun action piece in here, not only getting an opportunity to see Mako take on the Ryusoulgers in their civilian form, but also even seeing a little bit of Weisel kind of get into the action. So I thought that was pretty fun. Couple quick honorable mentions in here. We wind up getting the opportunity to see Canalo still doing his Canalo thing. I mean, the thirst is just great when it comes to this man. The fact that anytime he runs across somebody that just looks at him a certain way, he immediately falls in love, and he happens to run across a very desperate and in need of help Mako at the very beginning of this episode, where she asks for water and he runs off to freaking Mount Fuji to bring her back the most pristine water you could possibly find. And of course, he's already out here calling her his fiance and stuff, even before he's even had the opportunity to talk with her, and then coming to realize, oh, you're actually a Minosaur, and he winds up getting his ass whooped. I mean, look, it's Canalo all over the place, but I actually enjoyed it. There was a moment at the end of this episode when they saved the woman that I'm thinking to myself, is this the moment? Like, that's the one thing about Ryusoulger I will give them credit for. As annoying as it certainly can be when it comes to Canalo every episode just being thirsty over women the entire time, there are times when I'm like really keeping my fingers crossed and kind of really rooting him on and hoping that he certainly does find true love. And the fact that she was really thankful for the water, I thought was great. But the fact that she wants to repay him with ping pong tickets to kind of come out to her parents' store, I'm pretty sure Canalo probably would have preferred, a proposal, a ring on the finger to kind of thank him for all the help that he's given you in this episode. But again, Canalo winds up getting crushed in here as his payback is, in fact, hey, come on out to the ping pong area where my parents certainly work at. And we come to find out that the theme for her Minosaur, the idea of can't change, is the fact that she wanted to convert it into a cafe, but her parents decided not to, and they're going to keep it as a ping pong table. Like, some of the reasons for the Minosaur changes and what urges them to hurt people can be a little bit ridiculous at times, but this at least does lead us into that very episode, if I'm not mistaken, where we do see the team playing ping pong, and Ko is having that conversation with Nada leading up to his sacrifice later on in that episode, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I do continue to love how Bamba takes competition so incredibly seriously at the very end. Like, this guy is determined to win at ping pong, even though it certainly is a game. And it is funny because you can even go back to the next episode in 33 and see how serious Homeboy's really taking it. So there are really great character moments in here that I do enjoy, and does bring me back to the good side of Ryusoulger that I did kind of take away from it. But for me, really, the star of this show certainly is Nada. The fact that we get to see here Nada really coming in handy, clearly asking Bamba for help. I'm assuming this is definitely after he winds up having sort of the Gaisorg evil ripped away from him, that curse off of the armor. It still allows him to kind of tap into that armor, if you will, but the power of the Guy soul that allowed him to change into Gaisorg, we see that it is officially empty, that there really is no power kind of left in it. But the Guy soul definitely comes into handy in here, because even though we have a Minosaur that is forcing our Ryusoulgers to not be able to change, it's also causing sort of hatred, or at least maybe ramifications of the previous Minosaur they just fought was still around, kind of filling certain humans with hatred, fighting amongst themselves, and Nada really uses his Guy soul to go ahead and rip that hatred sort of out of these people and kind of help save them at the end of the day. But I love the fact that that Nada understands that now that he doesn't have sort of that power of Gaisorg following him, there's a lot that he definitely has to learn. He wants to become more powerful, he wants to become more formidable, he wants to be able to roll with the Ryusoulgers, if you will. So the fact of him going to somebody like Bamba, I thought was pretty great, to try and ask for some advice or some help. The little interaction we had with Nada and Dime Volcano, I thought was pretty funny, continuing to answer questions wrong from Dime Volcano. But I really enjoyed it. I love the camaraderie with Nada. You can clearly tell that he's loved by this team, and they really wanted certainly big things for him also. So we didn't get the opportunity to see Nada transform as Gaisorg in here, but I'm perfectly okay. For me, it was all about the civilian work, all about the character work. And when you do have somebody like a Nada that is so likable and was able to sort of pull at your heartstrings, you really want those intimate sort of character moments with him. So I really enjoyed him spending time with Bamba, one of my favorite characters in the Ryusoulger, along with Crayon. But he does at least get the opportunity to spend some time with Bamba in here, and kind of help them put a stop to everything before they go off to this fantastic ping pong store of theirs. But you even get to see just what the team means to Nada. And for me, it kind of I would say if I were to watch this episode sort of in the middle of everything, that happened during the season, it probably would make Nada's finale even pull at the heartstrings even more. You know, maybe even well up my eyes a little bit, have another single tear kind of running down my face sort of thing, because I definitely do think that it adds to the character of Nada and just their adventures together. Again, it's not a grandiose adventure, but just the opportunity to see Nada with the team. I think maybe they understood that they shortchanged the Nada character and people really wanted to see more of them, and I think this is their way of certainly giving us what we wanted and what we certainly asked for. So cool little adventure in here with our Ryusoulgers. Melto stands out, always the brains of this group. Asuna certainly still stuffing her face and eating food as much as she absolutely loves to. So you definitely do get those character quirks, but this was certainly all about Nada and just his relationship and friendships with our Ryusoulgers. But guys, if you've had the opportunity to check out Memory of Soulmates, what did you guys think? Brief, but I think a really nice addition to the Ryusoulger season, and something I definitely would recommend if you're watching the season. Again, continuity wise, they do place this between episodes 32 and 33. See if it adds to the sacrifice of Nada a little bit more, as I certainly do think that it does. So small but enjoyable. But guys, we do have a couple of other movies we're going to be reviewing for you around here. I believe there's another Karamazor movie out there and a Karamazor versus Ryusoulger headed your guys' way. If not this week, definitely within the next week or so. So definitely look out for that. But guys, again, I definitely want to know your thoughts. These are just my A+ opinions, but at the end of the day, I want to know yours. What did you think? Let your thoughts be known in the live chat or the comment section box below, guys. And until next time, do me a big favor. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And as always, keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a Patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions, and as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.